Picture this, a woman living in the heart of the Arctic, where the sun doesn't rise for months. Yet she thrives. How does she do it? Or imagine a man in the blistering heat of the Sahara, crafting a life out of sheer determination. What drives him? These are not just stories, they are testaments to the human spirit. Every corner of our planet harbors incredible lives, where people have adapted to extreme environments in ways that will leave you questioning your own limits. Take a moment and think, what would you sacrifice to call such an extreme place home? From the icy tundras to the scorching deserts, these individuals have forged paths that defy our understanding of survival. What secrets do they hold? How do they find joy in the seemingly inhospitable? Stay with me as we delve deep into their extraordinary worlds. Each story is a window into resilience, ingenuity, and the unbreakable bond we share with nature. Ready to explore the unbelievable? Keep your eyes wide open. You won't want to miss a single moment of this journey. Let's dive in and uncover the magic of life in the extremes. Physiological and behavioral adaptations living in extreme environments is no small feat. Let me tell you, just think about the adaptations that people have made over generations. In deserts, for instance, our bodies have learned to conserve water like a pro. I've read about how some groups can tolerate higher temperatures and still function. It's fascinating how certain physiological traits can help us thrive, where most others would struggle. It's like nature's way of equipping us with the necessary tools for survival. Then there's the behavioral side of things. People in these harsh environments develop unique strategies to cope. For example, in polar regions, there's a strong emphasis on teamwork. The community pulls together, sharing resources and knowledge to make it through the long, dark winters. I find it remarkable how cultural practices evolve in response to environmental challenges. These adaptations aren't just biological, they're deeply rooted in the way we interact with our surroundings. Take altitude, for example. Those living in the Andes have developed an incredible ability to function with lower oxygen levels. Their bodies produce more red blood cells, allowing them to thrive at heights that would leave most of us gasping for air. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It's not just about survival, but about making life as normal as possible despite the challenges that come with extreme conditions. And let's not forget about the psychological adaptations. Living in such environments can be mentally taxing, yet people have learned to build mental fortitude, developing coping mechanisms that help them endure. Whether it's through storytelling or rituals, these practices foster a sense of belonging and hope. It's almost poetic how the human mind adapts, finding ways to remain optimistic in the face of adversity. Ultimately, the interplay of physiological and behavioral adaptations is what allows individuals to not just survive but thrive. Each adjustment, whether physical or mental, tells a story of resilience and determination. It's a striking reminder of our capacity to adapt, no matter how daunting the environment may seem. Culture and community in hostile environments. When you delve into the cultures that are eyes in harsh settings, it's a real eye-opener. Each community has its own way of organizing and developing practices that suit their unique challenges. For instance, in desert regions, many cultures place a high value on hospitality. Sharing food and water becomes not just a custom, but a necessity, reinforcing social bonds. It's interesting to see how these traditions evolve from the need to survive. Communities in extreme conditions often develop intricate systems of knowledge. For example, indigenous Arctic peoples have a wealth of knowledge about the land, ice, and wildlife. This traditional knowledge is passed down through generations, helping new members learn how to navigate their environment. I think it's incredible how much wisdom is embedded in these practices, allowing communities to thrive despite the odds stacked against them. Social structures also play a crucial role. In regions where resources are scarce, cooperation becomes key. I've read about how families often come together to form larger clans or tribes, pooling resources and skills. This sense of community isn't just about survival. It builds a sense of identity and belonging, which is vital for mental well-being. It's a beautiful tapestry of human connection woven through shared experiences. Rituals and celebrations also take on new meaning in these settings. They become a way to cope with the harsh realities of life. In many cultures, seasonal festivals mark the changing of the weather or the harvest. These events not only serve as a break from the daily grind, but also reinforce community ties. They remind everyone that even in the toughest situations, joy can still be found. Ultimately, the cultures that flourish in hostile environments are a testament to human ingenuity. They reflect our ability to adapt socially as much as biologically. It's a fascinating blend of tradition, resilience, and communal spirit that keeps these communities alive and thriving against all odds. Technological innovations and sustainability technology plays a pivotal role in helping people survive in extreme environments. Take agriculture, for example. In arid regions, innovative irrigation techniques have transformed barren land into productive fields. I've come across fascinating examples of people using drip irrigation systems that minimize water waste, allowing crops to flourish where water is scarce. It's a brilliant marriage of necessity and ingenuity. Housing is another area where innovation shines. In polar regions, building materials and designs are adapted to withstand harsh winds and heavy snowfall. I've read about homes built on stilts to prevent snow accumulation and to adapt to melting permafrost. These innovations not only ensure survival, but also promote sustainability by utilizing local materials and minimizing environmental impact. Another critical aspect is the use of renewable energy sources. Communities in remote areas are increasingly turning to solar and wind power to meet their energy needs. This shift not only reduces dependency on fossil fuels, but also helps to create a more sustainable lifestyle. I find it inspiring how these communities are leading the charge in adopting cleaner energy solutions, proving that sustainability can thrive even in the most inhospitable conditions. Water conservation technologies are crucial as well. In many regions, rainwater harvesting systems have become a lifeline. These systems allow communities to collect and store rainwater for use during dry spells. It's remarkable how simple yet effective these solutions can be, showcasing the ingenuity that emerges from necessity. Ultimately, technological innovations in extreme environments reflect a deep understanding of both nature and human needs. They embody the spirit of resilience and the quest for sustainability. It's a powerful reminder that even in the harshest conditions, creativity and innovation can pave the way for a better future. Culture and community in hostile environments, living in extreme environment shapes not just the way we adapt physically, but also how we build our communities and cultures. Growing up in a place where resources are scarce, I've seen firsthand how people come together, forging bonds that are often stronger than those found in more hospitable areas. In these harsh conditions, cooperation becomes essential. Whether it's sharing food or pooling resources, we learn that survival often depends on our ability to rely on each other. Traditions also play a significant role in how communities in hostile environments thrive. I remember stories passed down through generations about how our ancestors learned to hunt and gather in the unforgiving wilderness. These tales are not just for entertainment. They serve as vital lessons that guide our practices today. Rituals and customs related to the changing seasons or resource availability help us maintain a sense of identity and continuity, reinforcing our connection to the land and each other. Social structures in these communities often reflect the challenges we face. Leadership roles can shift rapidly based on who possesses the skills needed at any given moment. I've seen elders take charge during tough winters, sharing their wisdom, while younger members step up during harvest seasons. This fluidity fosters resilience, allowing us to adapt to whatever nature throws our way. It's fascinating to see how these dynamics evolve, shaped by both necessity and cultural values. Conflict resolution is another area where our culture comes into play. In tight-knit communities, a dispute can quickly escalate if not handled properly. We've developed unique ways of addressing conflicts, often centered around communal gatherings where we discuss grievances openly. This approach not only helps maintain harmony, but also reinforces our collective identity. It's a reminder that even in the harshest conditions, we must find ways to coexist and support one another. Lastly, our relationship with the environment is deeply intertwined with our cultural practices. Festivals celebrating seasonal changes or harvests highlight our dependence on the land and its resources. These events not only strengthen community bonds, but also serve as a reminder of the delicate balance we must maintain. By honoring our traditions We ensure that future generations will have the knowledge and skills to navigate the challenges of our extreme surroundings. Technological innovations and sustainability. In extreme environments, innovation is often born out of necessity. I've seen how communities have embraced new technologies to enhance their survival. For instance, in regions where water is scarce, we've developed rainwater harvesting systems that allow us to capture and store every precious drop. These innovations not only address immediate needs, but also promote a sense of sustainability that is crucial for long-term survival. Sustainable housing is another area where technology has made a significant impact. In the cold climates where I live, traditional wooden homes have evolved into energy-efficient structures that minimize heat loss. Innovative materials and designs help us make the most of our limited resources. It's not just about staying warm, it's about creating a living space that respects the environment and reduces our ecological footprint. Agricultural practices have also transformed in response to the harsh conditions we face. I've watched farmers adopt techniques like vertical farming and hydroponics to maximize yield in limited space. These methods not only ensure food security, but also reduce the strain on our environment. By using technology to innovate our farming practices, we can cultivate crops even in the most challenging terrains. Moreover, renewable energy sources are becoming increasingly important in our communities. Solar panels and wind turbines are not just luxuries, they are essential tools for survival. Living in remote areas, the ability to generate our own electricity has changed the game. It empowers us to harness the natural elements around us, making us less reliant on external resources that may not be available. Lastly, the sharing of knowledge about these innovations has become a vital part of our culture. Workshops and community meetings focus on teaching new technologies and sustainable practices. This collective learning not only fosters a spirit of cooperation, but also ensures that everyone, from the youngest to the oldest, is equipped to face the challenges ahead. By blending tradition with innovation, we create a resilient framework for survival in our harsh realities. Innovations in technology and sustainability living in extreme environments often forces us to innovate. I've seen firsthand how people adapt through technology to ensure their survival. For instance, in arid regions, innovative irrigation systems have been developed to maximize water usage. These systems often incorporate solar panels, which harness the abundant sunlight to power pumps and filters. This not only helps in agriculture, but also promotes sustainability by conserving water resources that are typically scarce. One fascinating aspect of technological innovation is the development of sustainable housing. In the Arctic, for example, people have created igloo-like structures or modern adaptations that insulate against the frigid temperatures. These homes are often built with materials that are readily available in their surroundings, minimizing the carbon footprint. The focus on sustainability is crucial, as it ensures that the environment is not depleted while meeting the needs of the community. Agricultural techniques have also evolved significantly in response to extreme weather conditions. Vertical farming has gained popularity, particularly in urban areas of deserts where space is limited. By stacking crops vertically and using hydroponic systems, farmers can produce food with minimal land and water. This approach not only addresses food security, but also reduces the strain on local ecosystems. Moreover, renewable energy technologies have become a lifeline for communities in extreme conditions. Wind turbines and solar panels are not just trendy, they are essential for providing reliable energy. In remote areas, where access to traditional power grids is limited, these technologies empower communities to harness their natural resources, ensuring a stable supply of electricity for lighting, heating, and other needs. Finally, the integration of technology and sustainability has fostered a sense of community. People share knowledge about innovations, and collaborative efforts often lead to better solutions. Whether it's forming cooperatives to share resources or developing community gardens, these initiatives not only enhance survival, but also strengthen social bonds. As we navigate the challenges of extreme living, it's clear that technology and sustainability go hand in hand, paving the way for a more resilient future. As we wrap up this incredible journey through the lives of those thriving in extreme environments, I can't help but reflect on the sheer resilience of the human spirit. from the icy landscapes of Antarctica to the blazing deserts of the Sahara. These remarkable individuals remind us that adaptability knows no bounds. But let me ask you this. What would you do if you found yourself in one of these extreme situations? Would you rise to the challenge? Or would the harsh conditions overwhelm you? Imagine waking up every day in a place where survival isn't just a word, it's a way of life. And here's a thought. How can their stories inspire us in our everyday lives? Whether you're facing a tough day at work or a personal challenge, remember the grit of those living on the edge of existence. So, which story resonated with you the most? Is it the nomadic tribes of the Arctic or the resourceful families in the Amazon? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Stay curious and keep exploring, because the world is full of unbelievable lives waiting to be discovered. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join me on our next adventure. Who knows where we'll go next?